Fans like this spend more than $100,000 on our creators' profiles. In this video, I'm gonna break down the exact steps and strategies that other 7-figure agencies use to create big spenders from every single new subscriber that they get, and you can do the same, and it's simpler than you think. Most creators get this completely wrong. They end up losing thousands of dollars of potential income because they do not use the right techniques and the strategies to create long-lasting relationship with fans, and that's what OnlyFans is about. So stick with me till the end of the video and you will know how to do it exactly in the way that I'm doing it and other 7-figure agencies. Alright, let's dive into it. We start with step 1, in my opinion, the most important one. So step 1 is have a personality. Sounds much simpler than it is, because I know most of you have probably this personality sheet where it's written age, 18, hobbies, playing soccer, I have a dog. This is not your personality. Very, very important to have a personality that is different than others. So every model will say, yes, I'm 18, I like to do sports. It's boring. Give your model personality. And by creating this personality, I mean, create a whole story around this character that your chatters can tell to every single fan, and make sure that they say always the same. So they all tell the same story, because you will burn big spenders immediately if you tell them about your story, and I don't know, 8 hours later in the next shift, the next chatter will tell a completely different story. So they know immediately. I mean, they are stupid, but they're not that stupid. So showing the same personality, making sure he understands, okay, I'm talking to the same person all the time. That's why she can be one of those girls that have chatters on the account, right? And this is a problem that a lot of people are facing, because having chatters on the account is getting more popular and popular. So you stand out simply by having a personality, by sitting down, creating a very detailed personality that each of your chatter understands, and make sure that always the same chatters chat on the model's account. So it's like, let's say you have moderate traffic, so you can have only 3 chatters, 3 different shifts, 8 hours on the account. And so this team should be the team for the model. So this is how we do it, for example. We don't have chatters chatting on all accounts that we manage. We have teams for a specific model, so they can always display the same personality. So one thing while creating a personality is very important. You should give this person humor. I mean, and you can't learn how to have humor, but what I do, for example, is we give our chatters like joke lists. So being funny, I mean, at least we're trying to, simple girl humor. And by doing this, you already stand out from someone else, because they all have this robotic chatting style. If you actually pretend to be a human being that has humor, and humor is very attractive to guys. So everyone likes a girl that makes them laugh, that they can talk to about the emotional situation and about problems that they have at work, for example. And later on, it gets to the fun part where you sell scripts. So all of this will help you chasing this one goal, which is selling scripts. And this is the most important one. So sit down after watching this video, create a detailed personality, and follow those steps. So after sitting down and creating this whole personality with AI or structured hotkeys that you put in Creator Hero for your chatters, you can really get creative there. One thing is important. We do all of this to show consistency. That's why step 2 is treat every single fan like it's the only fan on the account. So every single fan should get exactly the experience that we designed for him, and with the same quality. So I will later on make sure to give you a system that you can use to maintain the same quality, because that's very, very important. If you have different quality, things don't get trackable, and you lose control over your backend. That's one thing you should avoid. That's why treat every single fan like it's the only fan on the account. And the way we do it is the following. So firstly, you want to give extra attention. Extra attention, I mean, is if you give every single fan the same attention, then okay, this is not extra. But making sure that the fan, after buying a full script, for example, gets this extra attention, gets an extra message, gets a picture, like giving more value than you actually paid for, but without even mentioning any transactional things. So, please do not say, yeah, because you bought the full script, I'm gonna send you a free selfie. No, that's not the way. We wanna make sure that it seems like authentic, smooth, like, oh my God, I couldn't stop thinking of what we just did, and here's me in the shower, blah, blah, blah. get creative here, but set this up in a structured way so your chatters can use it all the time, and it will seem like, yeah, it's spontaneous. Very important. Because you have to keep in mind that every single big spender that, for example, like the guy I showed the screenshot of, spent more than 100K, he started as a normal new subscriber. So let's imagine your chatter decides to get lazy there and yeah, like, oh yeah, he's probably just another time waster. Put the emotions away from this process. Your chatters need to treat him, as I said before, like he's a big spender already, because only then you can achieve the things like I showed in the screenshot. Spending six figures on a model online is crazy, but you don't know what this person is capable of. You don't know how big his wallet is. You don't know what kind of savings he has on his account. So make sure that you treat him like, yeah, he's probably a millionaire and I want all his money. So that's the way, but we have to make it in a smart way, very important. So that's why put the emotion out of this process, treat him like he's a big spender already. Hotkeys, structured approach, joke lists, everything helps for this full process to maintain same quality, and they can have a system, like a sheet next to them where they exactly follow the steps that you give them. And yeah, I told you this whole system. It's very simple. Humor, be authentic, treat him properly, don't be annoyed, chat like a girl. It's like this is the basics, but the basics work very, very well. And if you follow them and your chatters follow them, all of them, every single chat on the account, you will feel a huge difference, and you will start going into the statements on OF, clicking top fans last 30 days, and there will be people spending 3K, 4K, 5K. It's very simple, but follow the steps and yeah, you're gonna see the difference. And a quick side note before we get to the next step. In my previous videos, in case you watched them, you will see how important it is to collect every single piece of information of the fan. So I want to encourage all of you chatters out there or agency owners that you tell your chatters, make sure they do everything that the fan tells you into the notes. Like copy, paste, very simple. Give them presets for the notes even. Like your creator who offers this feature is very great. So put presets in the notes, age, fetishes, preferences, whatever, like occupation, hobbies, all the infos that are important for you to customize the experience. Because it shouldn't seem like it's a whole structured thing, as I mentioned before. It should seem like it's spontaneous and, oh my god, yeah, she actually cares about my hobby, I like fishing, and or she asked me about the things. We can only ask about the things that he's interested if we firstly know what he's interested in and we keep it in mind, because it does not, I mean, you cannot always scroll back up the chat while maintaining a reply time below 1 minute if you have to look for the info. So make sure that the info is right in the notes, and this is very, very valuable if you want to create big spenders. It's like a fundamental thing. If you do not do this, you won't get any big spenders. I can promise you. So make sure you write down every single piece of information. Next one, step 3, build genuine emotional connections. So very, very generic. It sounds simple, but the way you do it is you have to imagine like training a dog. Building an emotional connection is actually like training a dog. Making him fall in love is training a dog. So every time he shows interest in the model, and a specific type of fan does this. So they're asking very specific questions about the model. That's why I mentioned before, design the personality very detailed so that you can answer those questions in the same way all the time. If once he shows this interest, make sure you reward him, and your compliment should be said very, very detailed. So I give you an example. Let's say he asks you something very specific about your work, about, I don't know, what kind of things you do in your free time, and when it's Monday, how's your dog, and where do you walk with him, what kind of park is it, blah blah. Something very, very specific. So once he does that, make sure not to say that, oh my god, I like you. That's not a compliment. Make sure you be very, very detailed about it. Oh my god, I like how thoughtful you are. I really appreciate it. I haven't felt like this in a long way, that you seem so interested in me. This makes me feel special, and I even think of you outside of this platform. Insert cheeky emoji, blah blah blah. So write longer compliments, be detailed about what you compliment, and make sure you do this more often. Whenever he shows interest, reward him. So it's like giving a dog a snack once he he sat down if you tell him to do. So sounds stupid, but it really is this way. If you follow this and you compliment him all the time, like aftercare, design your aftercare in a very detailed process, by the way. So once the fan finished the process, this process is even more important than the actual selling itself. So aftercare is where post-nut clarity kicks in, and you want to make sure you avoid this by complimenting, giving attention as much as you can. So the dog remembers this. Nice. Okay, if I do this and this, I get attention, I get love, I get affection. Okay, nice. She likes me. Good. I do it again. Sounds stupid, but it is true. So think of this whole process like training a dog, and you will get further than you think. So now you might ask yourself, okay, all those things, like how do I teach those to my chatters? Because VAs are muscles inside your company. I mentioned this before in my other videos. Muscles in the company just do one thing, they do one process all the time. So the way you do this, firstly, is you create a process out of this. Step 1, show personality, as I mentioned before. Step 2, be interested in the person. Step 3, reward him for interest if he gives it back. Step 4, build a connection. And then selling is easy, etc. So this is very, very simple broken down. But making this a process, script everything. Like, why not give the chatter a script? It can be like a red line. They can adjust it because obviously not every script is going to fit every single situation. But giving them a script that they can stick to, and they know, okay, now I'm at this part of the conversation, all right, I press this hotkey, and then they can customize it. And this really depends obviously on the chatter. So having chatters that are emotionally intelligent is very, very important. This is something that my team stands out from others. And so chatters need to be able to adjust the hotkeys then, but if you have it fully scripted, it will be much easier for you to maintain the same quality and to do this process over and over again, not depending on the human interaction inside this process. And once these emotional connections, these emotional bonds are formed, things get significantly easier. So they will not say no to you anymore. Once they love you, they fall in love with the model pretty easy after you being interested in them so much, etc., like I explained. Then you can sell them whatever you like. And the reason why it works, 99% of the people that subscribe on OF, they fall into this category that they need attention, they need love, they miss things that they do not get in their private life. And the other 1% is just interested in content, how you maximize your content, and you optimize everything around that. I explained in a different video, so check it out. But 99% of the people are really just interested in this emotional connection, because why would they talk to you if they just can jerk off for free on Pornhub, right? So what you want to do is make the most out of their miserable situation, kinda. So the situation that they're in, they're probably very, unsatisfied with their life. So they need someone to brighten up their daily life. And this is you. After you follow all the steps, then they will love you and appreciate you, will only come back to you. And this is what we want to do. And this is the reason why this works so well. And if you want to find out more about it, make sure you watch the other videos I made. It's probably pretty educational. Or you join my free Telegram group, where you can send me your system in the DMs if you don't want to share with everyone. I will give you feedback or make an audio about it. I will even start doing Zoom calls on a regular, weekly basis probably, where you can ask me your questions. So make sure to join it, link down below. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.